June 24th, 2025. Let me just see if this is centered. I want to document this because I don't want to forget this moment. I don't want to forget this place that I'm at where I'm integrating many of my shadows, breaking old limiting beliefs, discovering ones I didn't know I even had. And I've just been journaling constantly, like, look, this much. Since April, I've written this much about the things plaguing my mind, the emotions that I've been feeling, the thoughts, memories that have been resurfacing, the problems that I'm dealing with, and the person that I am, really getting to know myself. And it's strange because I feel fatigued. I feel everything. Like I said, fatigued, excited, sad, happy, joyful, depressed, anxious, everything all at once. And it feels like I'm in this liminal state where I can't move. I'm not supposed to move until it all clicks. Just a few minutes ago, I sat out in the grass in my backyard, even when it's like 90 degrees out, and just tried to meditate, take some deep breaths in, ground myself in the earth, because I've been feeling my chakras lately. This is all brand new to me, by the way. I've never experienced any of this before. It's brand new territory. And I remember I think yesterday was it, where I was breathing deeply at work, and for something in me told me, like, breathe out all the air. And so that's what I did. I just blew out all the air until, like, literally there was nothing left. And I created a vacuum in my lungs and my diaphragm. And I could feel this. It was like, imagine this is your body, right? And this is the bottom of your back. I could feel the energy come up here and start rising, but it gets stuck on my left side right here. And like it would tense and the muscles would tense, and I could feel like my abdomen like like tensing. And I had to like breathe because I was like, oh my God, like my whole body is like contracting. Like mainly the torso, lower gut area, lower back area. And I did some research later on, and I discovered that specifically the left side of the back and the lower midsection is where a lot of emotional grief, guilt, shame, trauma is actually stored. And it's blocked. That's why the root chakra didn't want to rise up, because it's got stopped there. And then this morning, I just woke up naturally. I didn't force myself to wake up. And I decided to watch the Travis Scott Look Mom I Can Fly documentary, because I think my sound and a lot of like who I really am is reflected in Travis's music and his personality. Like the heavy auto-tune, the crazy beats, and all this and that. I was a big Travis Scott fan at one point back in high school. Not like a fanatic, but like everything he made was good. And while I was watching this documentary, seeing how he interacts with his fans, seeing him perform live on stage, and seeing all the fans just adore him and go crazy over him, and like the love that is shared between all of them, and that, I had the biggest smile on my face. And there's one scene in specific where like Travis was in like the car leaving like a show or whatever, and there's a bunch of fans following the car on the streets or whatever, and they're like, yo, Travis, yo. Like, I pictured myself in that scenario, and I saw myself roll down the window and just yell, yo, what's up, yo? Like, that's the type of shit I would do. I'd like chill with them and be like, yo, what's up, gang? Like, you chill? You good? How's your day been? You know, that type of shit. It was near the end of the documentary where, it's so funny, side note, I literally lived out all of what happened those years, like 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, like those were my high school years. and I wasn't really into the whole, like, I wasn't super deep in the know of like what's going on in the hip hop world. All I really cared about was the music, the message, the art, and if people felt it. I didn't really care about like the Grammys or Billboard charts or any of that other stuff. I cared about what mattered. And I think that's a key character trait of mine, where the things that really matter at the end of the day is what matters to me the most. He didn't win the Grammy nomination, and it really bummed him out. He was talking to the mayor of Houston. He told him, like, you gotta go out there and tell people that, like, it's not over. Like, they listen to you. And when I heard that sentence, it's not over, like, everything just clicked. Because I feel like, it feels like my life is over. Like, it's done. But not in a bad way. It's like everything that happened in the past doesn't matter anymore. Whoever I was in the last 24 years of my life, or however long since I was actually conscious, none of it matters. Of course, like, there's memories that I like to hold on to and that are, you know, are nice and important and developed me and all this shit. But what I really mean is that, like, none of the bad things that happened and none of the good things that happened mean anything in the grand scheme of things. They don't define me. They don't change who I am in this current moment, because always in the present moment, when you take the seat of consciousness, you get to decide who you want to be and who you are and what you do. So this is what I wrote. Because the hard truth, and there's two, if you wanted to, you would. And just because I want to, doesn't mean I should. God, I'm such a fucking poet, bro. I need to start sucking my own dick more often, because I think that's like a huge problem of mine, where I don't hype myself up. I don't think I'm anything special. Even though, like, deep down, I know that, like, I have something of value. I just don't know how much it's worth, but I know it's worth something. It feels like my life is over, but in, like, in a good way. But it's still sad, and I'm still grieving and mourning. Everything in the past just doesn't hold much weight anymore. It doesn't define me. It's not attached to me or my outcomes or my future. It's not over. I'm struggling to put the words to say this. You know, that's probably my throat chakra starting to finally come out, but struggling to. What I'm trying to say is that this, whatever you want to call it that I'm going through, this transition process, this precipice of whatever I'm on, this dark night of the soul, this transmutation, the alchemizing of everything that is me, it's preparing me for the jump. And the reason why I'm standing still and I'm afraid to move is because I'm standing at the edge of a cliff. And where I want to go is across this cliff. And on the other side is another cliff that I can jump to. But in between the two cliffs is just a pit. And I'm staring down at the pit and I'm like, what if I don't make it? What if I fall? Like, what happens, this and that? Like, is it really worth it? But that's exactly when I have to jump. It's a leap of faith, Miles. That's all it is, a leap of faith. So what are you gonna do, Brian? The universe is waiting for you. It's waiting for you on the other side of the pain cave. The pain cave that you have to go through to get to the other side of everything you ever wanted. The only thing you have to do is sacrifice everything you used to be, everything that you are resisting. The resistance coming in the form of self-doubt, fear, anxiety, laziness. The only thing that matters is execution and gaining leverage. If I can execute the same actions over and over again for a consistent period of time, eventually I will start to gain leverage. Something is bound to happen. When you give out so much energy out into the universe, something is just bound to happen. I was going to come out here and journal, but now I'm just talking to you. Consider yourself special, I guess. I know what I need to do. Make music, make content, share it. That's it. It's that simple. It's easier said than done, but it has to get done. All right? Lazarus is back, bitches.